Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to introduce a handy utility program called Launcher. It's actually a pair of programs, one for command line use, the other for GUI use. The official page is right here, and you can find the download link towards the bottom here. This program right now is being published only for Windows, but it supports cross-platform use, so we will likely release future versions for Linux and Mac. So what is it? The launcher program is actually a very simple utility that allows you to quickly launch a program. But it's not limited to programs. You can also just open a file or open a website. So it's kind of like if you are using Windows, you have this kind of a start area and the taskbar. It's just previously when you are trying to launch something here, you need to create a shortcut. And there are some limitations in terms of what you can put here, although they are generally very flexible. But the biggest problem is when it comes to having a lot of things you want to launch, it's becoming a little bit inconvenient trying to find out exactly what you want. Instead, especially for power users, what we usually prefer is to simply using a command. For instance, here what I can do is I can do lc, that's the name of the CLI program. And here you see I already have a whole bunch of previous commands that I was using. So that way, for instance, you can quickly edit all your preferences by typing --edit, and then you are able to edit all the preferences right here, right? So that way, it's easier for those who are more familiar with the command line interface. So when you download Launcher, you get this folder, and it contains two programs. So if we sort by type, you can see those two programs. The first one is lc.exe. This is the command line program. You need to add this folder path to your environment variable path so that you can access it from the command line. But otherwise, the command to use with lc is fairly straightforward. You can take a look at all the available commands by doing lc help, and that shows you all the help information. And then you can do a whole bunch of things. For instance, depending on what you're trying to do, you can do lc-dir to open the configuration folder. That's where the configuration file is actually saved. And you can search. So for instance, you can do a search. You can see whether we have something related to bookmark. And yes, we do have a bookmarks. That's our keyword to launch this particular thing. And as you can see here, the way I'm defining my shortcuts or the program to launch is by using code. Code here stands for Visual Studio Code. So I need to, or in your case, you need to make sure code is accessible. For instance, here, you need to make sure code is accessible from the command line. That way, Launcher is able to find it. So you can do other things. For instance, if we do a search, one thing that I use a lot is to publish images to the wiki. So you can see I have created a URL in Launcher. So that's basically how you can also, by the way, pass arguments if the program you're launching is expecting some arguments. In my case, I don't have any examples set up here, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. So that's the way you can use the command line interface. The GUI interface is even easier. So if you double click on the big white dot, that will open this particular program, which you may not be able to see right here, but that is the big white dot. So if you have used Apple iOS device, you should be fairly familiar to you. It's the same concept. It's just in our case, it's on your desktop and you can drag it around. So this one usually just stays somewhere in your desktop, and you can trigger actions by right-click on it, and you can hide it. You can quit the program, or there are three categories that provides handy things that you might use often. The file system one provides some common folders from the file system. The favorite one are essentially the ones you have defined inside your configuration. And the recent shows the ones you have opened while this program has been running, right? So for instance, if you restart your computer, then the recent folder will be empty. So that shows you the things that you use very often. So that is how you can use it. You can hide it. If you hide it, you can go to your taskbar to click it to summon it back, and if you are done with it, just right click to quit it. So that is the launcher program. You can find more information on it on the Methoddocs wiki. we document both the GUI version and the CLI version here. Thank you for watching.